Good day and welcome to the 1 p.m. Bilingual News with Kejang Henry Atembe and Monique Naosi Fotso. Good day, Monique.
Good day, Henri Kejang Atembe. Mesdames, Messieurs, bonjour. Bienvenue à ce rendez-vous de l'information bilingue sur Canal 2 International, la une du journal. Criminalité, le meurtre d'une gendarme à Koto-Bonamoussadi fait encore des remous. L'opération de vendetta a été filmée et diffusée sur les réseaux sociaux. Rappelant que nul n'a le droit de se faire justice, le gouverneur de la région du littoral appelle au calme.
Cameroon's President Paul Biya pays tribute to the emblematic leader of the Social Democratic Front, John Frundi, describing him as someone who played an important role in the political articulation of the country.
Un père de famille attentionné et un patriote engagé, c'est en ces termes que le président de la République, Paul Biya, rend hommage à John Frundi, décédé il y a 2 jours. Il a été à 3 reprises le principal challenger de Paul Biya aux présidentielles camerounaises. L'héritage politique du chairman du SDF dans ce journal.
And give blood, give plasma, save life, share often. This is the theme of this year's celebration of the World Blood Donor Day 2023. Top stories. Thanks and welcome to join us. We are Kejang Henry and Monique Naosi. You can hook up with us on our social media platform on Canal International on YouTube and on our Facebook page. Monique, we begin with this very unfortunate situation. Calm has returned finally to the Bonamoussadi neighborhood after the military wreaked havoc. Wreaked havoc. Wreaked havoc. Wreaked havoc. Wreaked havoc.
Rendons-nous dans la région du sud-ouest Cameroun, où la paix revient peu à peu en dépit de quelques attaques à l'explosif, et l'on annonce désormais des fouilles systématiques de tous les colis sur les espaces publics. C'est ce qui ressort du comité de coordination et de maintien de l'ordre tenu à Tombel et présidé par le gouverneur Okalia Bilaï. Daniel Netsondouambala.
Le retour progressif à la paix dans la région du sud-ouest Cameroun en crise depuis bientôt 6 ans est semblable à une marche vers le progrès. Dans cette dynamique, chaque pas de plus est un acquis à sauvegarder jalousement. C'est à ce prix seulement que les nombreux projets de développement annoncés dans la région du sud-ouest prendront leur envol.
Nous devons préserver cette situation en restant vigilants, en maintenant une vigilance de tout instant. Dès que vous voyez un colis suspect, quelque chose de suspect ou des personnes suspectes, c'est de les dénoncer.
Les populations, les autorités administratives, les forces de sécurité, les élus locaux et les élites sont appelés à faire bloc contre les sirènes de la division et de l'insécurité pour ouvrir les voies de l'émergence.
Aujourd'hui, les populations leur font confiance. Les populations leur ont tendu la main. Qu'elles n'abandonnent pas ces populations. Pour cela, il faut que ces autorités soient toujours présentes. Et je leur ai recommandé de continuer à sensibiliser les élites et les autres leaders.
La réunion du comité de coordination de maintien de l'ordre tenu à Tombel dans le coupé Mwanengumba a permis de passer au crible la situation sécuritaire de la région du sud-ouest. En dépit des cas d'attaque à l'explosif enregistrés ces derniers temps, l'embellie sécuritaire se consolide de plus en plus. La vigilance est de mise avec un accent sur la fouille systématique des colis suspects. Recommandation du gouverneur Okalia Bilaï au sorties du CCO.
Message de condoléances du président de la République, Paul Biya, et de son épouse Chantal, à la famille de John Frundi et Henri Matembe.
Cameroon's President Paul Biya has extended a message of condolence to the bereaved family of president of the Social Democratic, in fact, the chairman of the Social Democratic Front, emblematic leader John Frundi, who died on June 12, 2023 in Yaoundé, describing him as someone who played an important role in the political articulation of the country. President Biya and wife write that they feel aggrieved by the passing away or passing to glory of John Frundi on June 12, 2023 in Yaoundé, saluting the memories of the political figure, a loving father and a resolute patriot of the country. And President Paul Biya extends the message of condolence to the entire family of the Social Democratic Front and the immediate family of the national chairman of the Social Democratic Front, John Frundi. In the meantime, politicians have been reacting across the board following the death of the chairman of the Social Democratic Front, John Frundi. Tributes keep pouring in torrent on the demise of the national chairman. Let's get the reactions compiled for us in this report with Ambo Gladys Diba.
The death of the national chairman of the first opposition political party in Cameroon, John Frundi, has been described as a great loss to the country's political landscape and marks the end of an era. Political and social analysts have cried out.
This death of Frundi comes on the heels of the death of Honorable Audumbaya, and there's a picture circulating of many others around him, and everybody on that picture is dead now. So this only reminds us that we are passing by, and sometimes there's really no reason to be fighting and quarreling and so on.
I got up this morning to the news of the death of John Frundi. I was really saddened and heartbroken because John Frundi is one of those very few fatherly figures that we have in the northwest and southwest regions of Cameroon, especially after the passing on to glory of Christian Cardinal Toumi.
His image, personality, fearless sacrifices, and tireless dedication to his party and ideals remain engraved in the memories of many. John Frundi is described as a political model and icon.
And he is that one Cameroonian that we have been looking up to him as far as social justice is concerned, as far as peace and democracy is concerned in Cameroon. And he is forever going to be remembered as one of those key Cameroonians that contributed enormously to the democratization process of the country. He's going to be remembered as one of those Cameroonians that stood up for peace, even when there was every reason for him to opt for war, especially after the 1992 elections that many people believed that he won. Since this crisis in the northwest and southwest regions of Cameroon started, he still stood for what he believed in, despite repeated calls from different persons that he should join the separatist cause. He still stood for peace.
On social media platforms, including Twitter, politicians continue to pour out their reactions in honor of John Frundi. So, president of the CRM party, he was a man who fought hard to impact changes on the benefits of the people. Is gone. Cabral B describes him as an infatigable fighter. The British High Commissioner to Cameroon honors his contributions to multi-party democratic engagements for over 3 decades and more. And the tributes to the man John Frundi are endless. The nation now mourns the loss of a prominent figure and at the same time ponders on the implication of his departure for the future of the opposition in Cameroon.
Very much. John Frundi came out very strong on the Cameroon's political landscape in the early 90s, of course, with the clinching finger of power to the people when he launched the Social Democratic Front, an advocacy he maintained, or legacy he maintained for the past 33 years until he ebbed out on June 12, 2023. Our chief correspondent in Yaoundé is Beatrice Ngamo, who now revisits the pathway by Frundi.
Power to the people and equal opportunity, slogan John Frundi used to enter the political landscape in 1990. All through, the SDF chairman have been outspoken in his moves, encouraging his militants to stay focused as the way to victory is through the ballot, an excerpt of his 2013 New Year message.
I wish the Cameroonian people peace, love, justice, understanding this year to 2013, and that they should all go register. And it's only through the registration that we'll fight the fraud on the field to make sure that we change our country. God bless you all.
Ballot SDF used got way into councils, the National Assembly, and later the Senate, where it is not going. Frundi criticized openly, like the head of state end-of-year address to the nation, saying the crisis in the northwest and southwest regions having its toll on the economy.
He said he observed economic growth. But the problems in the north and southwest in particular have killed the economy of Cameroon. The business people in Douala are not selling. In Yaoundé here, business are moving the way it's supposed to move. I still hold him blame because he said at one time when he told Cameroon, he said when Yaoundé breathes, Cameroon is okay. So he might fly across Yaoundé and see people. The things that Yaoundé is breathing.
Like many from the crisis-ridden northwest and southwest regions of Cameroon, John Frundi also paid the price. After his house was burned, he was kidnapped by the so-called secessionist group before being released.
You want to take care of the people, be friendly to the people, let them see a different type of administration coming, and not an administration that you have to cut fingers, you have to cut hands, you have to abduct people, ask for ransom. And I told them that as long as the real Ambazonians are not condemning this, then I condemn them for that.
That is why, when the Prime Minister and Head of Government, Joseph Dion Gute, opened consultations ahead of the major national dialogue, Frundi answered the call with all his état-major.
Mapping the future, we see before us the children. And to me, the children are the future. And these are the children dying in the bushes, either from both sides. But please, I think Cameroonians should sit down and talk from their hearts, deep down their hearts, what they think this country should look like. So I will not run away because the children have threatened me. I better come and talk and be killed than not to talk at all and make my own point of view known. If I shall have made my own point of view known and I'm killed thereafter, I want to let you, the press, know that if you come and look at my face in death, I'll be smiling.
The SDF chairman, now of blessed memory, can be seen emptying his mind to Mr. Bia as he usually addressed him during their different encounters.
It was a nice meeting where we agreed that the dialogue has started, the stalemate has been broken, and given the constraints of time, we cannot discuss much.
Efforts for an end to the political crisis that has destroyed the two Anglophone strongholds, Northwest and Southwest regions, they struggle till this end.
And John Frundi has been described as an emblematic leader or political figure whose demise will certainly create a vacuum on the Cameroon's political landscape. And in the following report, Ambo Gladys Zibang looks at the political legacy of the national chairman of the Social Democratic Front, John Frundi, and his great contribution to multi-party politics in Cameroon.
Born on July 7, 1941, John Frundi has popularly been referred to as chairman due to his leadership role. He debuted his political career in 1990 with a firm commitment to challenge the status quo and advocate for democratic reforms. The frenzy that enveloped on the courageous launch on the Social Democratic Front Party, the SDF, in 1990 replicated across borders of Cameroon. This paved the way for multi-party politics in the country. In May 1992, the courageous and charismatic John Frundi was elected national chairman at the SDF First Ordinary National Convention in Bamenda, a position he held until his demise, June 12, 2023.
Frundi was an icon in my eyes, Frundi contributed tremendously towards multi-partyism. He contributed towards the democratic process in Cameroon, an iconic leader of the Social Democratic Front, who succeeded in putting the SDF on the map. Who fought for the voiceless, the oppressed, and the marginalized. He would have his shortcomings like any other person who doesn't. But overall, I think that history would remember Frundi.
We lost one of the most charismatic political figures that ever lived in Cameroon, in the person of John Frundi, the man of peace, the man who fought for justice without arms and without hatred. I remember in the 1990s, one of the most popular African leaders, the man who moved crowds from very humble beginnings to he was fired into the orbit.
Throughout his political career, he emerged as a prominent opponent of the ruling CPDM party. Today, the SDF stands as the pillar of Cameroon's democracy and leading opposition party in Cameroon, thanks to his leadership style.
Frundi, he left a big legacy for posterity. He left his footprints on the sands of times. And I expect young political activists, young leaders who want to get interested in politics to follow Frundi, to copy some of the good things that Frundi did. He was peace-loving. He loved his country. That was important. And he tried to build consensus across the bridge. May the soul of Frundi rest in perfect peace. To his SDF family, I wish them all the best, that they should continue in the footsteps of Frundi, that the party should not die with the leader.
John Frundi has played a great role in shaping the country's trajectory. With the deaths of the national chairman of the Social Democratic Front Party, several schools of thought are worried over the future of the party, which of late has suffered from internal squabbles. They, however, pray that the party bigwigs should not let the party die in the absence of John Frundi, but should remain an influential force in Cameroon's politics.
Thanks very much, Ambo Gladys Zibang. And Monique, tributes keep flowing, and the last one yesterday was that of President Paul Biya and wife.
Bien sûr, Enrique Jean Atembe, nous allons donner la quintessence du message de condoléances du président de la République à la famille de John Frundi. Madame, j'ai appris avec tristesse le décès de votre père, monsieur John Frundi, président du Social Democratic Front, SDF, survenu à Yaoundé dans la nuit du 12 juin 2023. Je tiens à saluer la mémoire de cette personnalité politique qui fut un père de famille attentionné et un patriote engagé. M. John Frundi a été par ailleurs un acteur important de la vie politique de notre pays. Sous son leadership, le SDF aura participé à plusieurs scrutins et gagné des sièges aux élections municipales, législatives et sénatoriales. Je vous adresse en cette douloureuse circonstance, ainsi qu'à toute sa famille, à tous ses proches et aux militants du Social Democratic Front, mes sincères condoléances. J'y associe la compassion émue de mon épouse. Veuillez agréer, madame, avec mes hommages, les assurances de ma parfaite considération. C'est signé Paul Biya, adressé à madame Jennifer Ngwe-Ndi, sous couvert de monsieur le gouverneur de la région du Nord-Ouest. Eh bien, on le sait, depuis hier, le Cameroun a perdu une figure importante de son histoire politique avec le décès de John Frundi. Et donc, le président national du SDF s'en va avec un héritage qu'il lègue aux générations futures. Cet héritage est compilé dans cet élément que nous propose Lil Piejou et Calvin Tekam.
Liberté et démocratie, ces mots résonnent fort et nous conduisent directement vers un homme, John Frundi. Au prix de nombreux sacrifices et du sang versé, ce redoutable fils du Nord-Ouest a permis au Cameroun de suivre le vent du changement en Afrique dans les années 90. À travers les marches, manifestations et autres villes mortes, le curseur du monopartisme a rapidement basculé au multipartisme, donnant ainsi la possibilité aux citoyens camerounais de participer à leur toute première élection présidentielle pluraliste et de créer d'autres courants politiques. Dans la même veine, la liberté d'expression et d'association deviennent une réalité. L'opposition brille de mille feux. Elle a son leader, John Frundi. Ensemble, aux côtés du président national du Social Democratic Front, principale force politique de cette époque, le slogan « Biya must go » donne une autre allure à la configuration géopolitique du pays et d'autres considérations à l'échelle mondiale. Aujourd'hui que la mort siffle la fin de son combat pour un Cameroun qu'il a souhaité fédéral dans la résolution des conflits dans le nord-ouest et le sud-ouest, il peut être fier du travail abattu depuis plus d'une trentaine d'années sur le plan politique, notamment avec cette dynamique de démocratisation du Cameroun et sur le plan sportif. Car c'est sous son règne que l'équipe PWD de Bamenda goûte aux délices d'une finale de Coupe du Cameroun.
Un nouveau projet pour combattre le cancer du col de l'utérus en clinique et en communauté. C'est un projet qui vient d'être lancé à Yaoundé pendant les prochains mois, notamment à Yaoundé 2e. Les filles et les femmes seront sensibilisées mais aussi dépistées contre ce cancer, le deuxième le plus dangereux au Cameroun. Delphine Fonkou-Téné, Michel Foucault pour les détails.
Le projet cible 2000 femmes de 25 à 50 ans du district de santé de la Cité Verte et de l'hôpital gynéco-obstétrique et pédiatrique de Yaoundé. 36 mois d'activité sur le terrain pour un objectif précis.
Plus particulièrement, on souhaite évaluer la faisabilité, l'acceptabilité d'une méthode innovante de dépistage et de prise en charge du cancer du col de l'utérus.
Nous saluons vraiment l'avènement de ce projet parce que c'est d'un apport indéniable dans la prévention et dans la guérison de cette maladie qui affecte une très très importante couche de nos populations féminines.
Pour cette campagne baptisée « Combattre le cancer du col de l'utérus en clinique et en communauté », la prise en charge est gratuite.
C'est un projet en réalité qui va davantage booster ou permettre d'optimiser en réalité le dépistage et la prise en charge du cancer du col.
Le dépistage sera fait et un traitement sera proposé aux femmes souffrant de la pathologie, ce qui aura pour effet de réduire l'incidence et la mortalité dans cette communauté.
Le projet est lancé ce 13 juin à Yaoundé. La cérémonie relative est l'occasion de présentation de l'équipe de coordination attendue sur le front de la lutte contre ce tueur silencieux qui a fait 1900 décès en 2019 au Cameroun, selon le profil pays de l'OMS.
Arekejan Atembe, you have the second part of the news.
Investigations continue on the assassination of a gendarme officer in Bonamusa de Douala. Littoral Governor Samuel Dieudonné Ivaha Dibois says calm has returned and investigations continue. The lady was stabbed, according to reports, when she was coming back from a nightclub. Details with Sherifa Saleh.
A video has been circulating on social media showing how military men were brutalizing civilians drinking in a snack bar on the night of June 12 in the Douala 5 municipality. According to the population, they reacted after one of their female colleagues was assassinated on the night of June 11 to 12. The governor of the littoral region, Samuel Dieudonné Ivaha Dibois, has visited the crime scene to clarify the population on their misunderstandings.
The following day, yesterday night, as they were making their jobs, some people that are not really motorbicycles began to make some disorder and to make them be discouraged. That's why they came from the office of the mayor here, going to the place at Koto where the incident of yesterday occurred.
48 hours after her death, Njok Valerie, who was among the squadron group number 2 at the Mbopi Gendarmerie, was assassinated after confrontations with her assailants who tried to rob her.
She were going back to his house with a neighbor man who was working with him on the road. And I can see that that place is a little bit in a darkness situation. So 3 people on motorbicycle came at the level and just pick up the back of this lady. So they didn't know that she was a gendarme. She rushed and bring back the back and asked the man to stop because she is a gendarme. So that man just took a knife and put it under his eyes.
Forces of law and order have promised to step up security in the Douala 5 district. They call on the population to contact the number 113 or 1501 in case they find themselves in any form of aggression.
Sherifa Saleh reported there. Thanks very much, Sherifa. And the world today celebrates World Blood Donor Day 2023 under the theme Give Blood, Give Plasma, Save, Share Life, and of course, Share Often. In fact, this theme calls as a reminder for people to focus on patients requiring long transfusion support and underline the role every single person can play by giving the valuable gift of blood or plasma. It also highlights the importance of giving blood or plasma regularly to create a safe and sustainable supply of blood and blood products that can always help the people. Now let's get the reaction of the director of the WHO, Ghebreyesus, on World Blood Donor Day.
On World Blood Donor Day, we highlight the life-saving power of blood transfusions. Voluntary blood donors come from all walks of life, but they have one thing in common. They give of themselves to others, people they don't even know. Blood donations are a lifeline in emergencies, disasters, humanitarian crises, and for people who need regular transfusions. Throughout the COVID-19 pandemic, blood donors have continued to give. In so doing, they have provided an essential service to their communities and a safeguard for patients and health systems. And yet, around the world, many communities do not have access to safe blood. Women and children are the most at risk. So please, give blood if you can, and give regularly. And to the millions of blood donors around the world, thank you. You're literally lifesavers.
Regional Director there talking on World Blood Donor Day 2023, Tedros Ghebreyesus. And read the cuttings for this edition of The World of This News, 1 p.m. Bilingual News with Kejang Henry Atembe at Morning Now. Good morning.
Good day, Henri Kejang Atembe. Ce 14 juin, journée mondiale de célébration des donneurs de sang sous le thème « Sans plasma, partageons la vie, donnons souvent ». Mesdames et messieurs, merci de nous avoir suivis. Nos programmes se poursuivent demain 13h. Nous serons à nouveau des vôtres. Bonne journée sur Canal 2 International.